Hello, everybody in Facebook Live land. We are the Podguyz Podcast, bringing it to you live every Monday night, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from the armpit of Pennsylvania. I am Tony Kaz, followed by...
Kevin Neary.
And...
Sparkalicious.
Today we got two hosts on our show, some extras today. We have the ever squatch-loving Mike Caswell. And you may not notice the gentleman right beside me here. He is dark, he is beautiful, he is nerdy. He is from the Complete Nerd Authority. He is EJ Thomas.
What's going on, guys? Appreciate you for having me on, man.
Beautiful, brother. Beautiful. Kevin, let's jump into some little banter, brother. We're gonna talk about ye old, not politics today.
I'm down.
I'm gonna drink my imitation beer.
I'm actually doing a podcast tomorrow for the reactionary point for the Democratic National Convention.
And it's the only reason why I brought it up, because I seen it on a commercial, a little commercial thing on Facebook that somebody shared.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun. I don't know. It's gonna be a fun time. Let's see what the lineup looks like, because I don't know. The Democrats have kind of given people like myself a wish order app. That's the nice meme going around. What we wanted, what we got, sort of thing.
That's true. That is true.
With the whole, we got Biden, who if you would compare Biden with anything, it would be a car that you just bought off the lot and it's already having troubles. So he's like a Dodge. It looks good.
Depreciation, man. Depreciation. Right off the lot.
Yeah. Somebody slapped that shit and they said, "Oh, you can fit a lot of shit in here."
Yeah, and they're like, should it be stuttering and stammering and, my car's saying racial slurs from 40 years ago. It's like, oh yeah, it does that from time to time. Don't worry.
But it's okay. He has a black running mate that's not really black.
It's got Camilla Harris insurance, so it's gonna be Camilla Harris.
Yo.
EJ, I brought it up, brother.
Oh my God, man. And the craziest thing is they tell me because I'm a black man, I have to be okay with it.
No, you don't. You really
you
don't.
Do
Kamala
not.
Harris has been.
Do not.
I know. EJ, this is what the.
That's the counter argument going on right now. You know what I mean?
know.
You have to accept it because she's one of you at the end of the day.
She's one of you. Holy shit. That's a terrible Seriously.
That's what they say, man. Look, at the end of the day, man, she has put more of me in jail than anybody.
Absolutely anybody.
I just want to put that out there.
Her record and Biden's record compared to Trump's record, they got them beat on prison numbers. They got Trump beat on prison numbers all around. Now I'm no Trump fan at all.
Exactly.
Andrew Yang, Cory Booker, Bernie Sanders type of guy. Tulsi was beautiful, so I don't know if I liked her for her stances. I liked her for her anti-war stances, because I'm not about. That's just personally for myself. Some people love going. Some people really press the button to go over to other countries and start murdering others. They're enthusiastic voters because they feel like we're getting somewhere on it. But I like those players involved. But Joe Biden, are you serious?
Go along to pick a black woman. Pick a black woman.
Pick a Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams was right there with it.
Boom! Like that would have been money right there.
I swear to God, give me an authentic black woman. Give me a large black woman that seems like she actually knows. She actually has some conscience about herself. Stacey Abrams would have been great, or not Deming. She was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Not Susan Rice either. She's a cop.
Yeah.
Practically a cop. No offense against police.
That's the only one that I got right there. That's it. I'm not going nowhere. That was the pick. You know what I mean? If that's what you're going to say, you're going to box yourself in.
DJ, Karen Bass was nice.
I thought she said Carol Baskins. I'm like, wait, what?
Carol Baskins.
Damn, Carol Baskins. She would be a great running mate for Biden as well.
But yeah, with this crap as far as Joe
she's
Biden,
hot. Kamala Harris is hot.
when you ask Joe Biden what his platform is I'm not Trump, and that's nothing I'm signing up for just because you're not Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, Hillary wasn't Trump either, and look what happened. You know, she picked lame Tim Kaine as her running mate. Now he's got Camilla, I'll lock you up if your kids don't go to school situation. Most kids that don't go to school are already in a bad situation as far as growing up anyways. I say most because not all. Some of them are just rich kids that don't want to go to school and skip it and drive off in their Ferrari. Those situations happen. But if you already have a type of impoverished family ready to roll out there, and now you can't find your kids, and they're not going to school, and you know, husbands lost this job or any kind of terrible situation. Now you got the
God forbid the single mom that's trying to make sure that the kid goes to school but keep a job. So now you're going to put her in jail. Now she loses 3-4 days at work, gets fired. That's make the situation even worse, guys. But anyway,
let's get it out there. E.J. Thomas 2020. Let's just get it out there, out in the open.
Hey, you know who my running mate is going to be?
Who's that?
My running mate is going to be?
Who's that?
Mitt Romney. I'm telling you, Mitt Romney's going to be my running mate right here. Nobody listens to me, but Mitt Romney would have been the pick. You already got healthcare stuff going on, but I ain't going to go into the rabbit hole. I'm going to stop. I'm just going to leave you right there. That would have been my pick right there.
Mitt Romney is a Republican out of Massachusetts, which basically makes him a Democrat. He moved to Utah because, well, Mormon, and he doesn't blink or age.
So you're literally hitting special underwear. You're literally hitting two fan bases
at the same time,
as well as someone who has policies that are similar to the liberal side. So he's more of a centrist.
He hits every demographic.
Absolutely, but when he was facing off against Obama, there was absolutely no contrast between them besides the eye test of what they looked like. They were identical candidates, so you might as well just. I voted for Gary Johnson that year because I'm like, you know, I was fed up with the whole idea. I had different viewpoints. I'm like, Gary Johnson, first governor, by the way, to decriminalize marijuana in New Mexico, and then he ran as a libertarian. So I was all about that. I'm like, well, you know what? Let's just vote your conscience this time around because I already ran the numbers in my head. I'm like, you know, Obama's probably not going to pick up North Carolina, but he'll probably end up being just or lose. He might lose North Carolina, Wisconsin, and Iowa, but that still doesn't get Mitt Romney, Pennsylvania, Michigan at the time. So now we're into a new time where, for some odd reason, Joe Biden, the 78-year-old man, 78. Now I'm not saying that Trump, 76 years old, is that much younger. It just leaves you wondering, like, does the job not pay enough? Is that what we're getting to?
Oh God, what happened to Sparky? Is he gone already?
Sparky's gone.
No, that's all right. We'll get him back.
Yeah, we'll come back.
So we're gonna recap. We're gonna recap how the speakers were, which ones were the fakest, which ones were the greatest, because you're gonna have some decent talking points throughout the convention, and then you're gonna have the other talking points where you have to point out who the vaguest speech could possibly be. I think it's gonna go to Kasich. It might go to Bernie because Bernie probably doesn't want to be there. Right about. If I was Bernie, I would say, you know, I would just say to myself, all right, you know what? I should be doing this. I should be the nominee. Jesus Lord, if there's one time you drive the pedal down on universal health care is during a national pandemic.
Oh yeah.
You just throw it out there by saying we are only as healthy as the sickest person. You know, because if the whole world, which already happened, had the exposure to a virus like we still do currently, so this hypothetical we're constantly living, how many people could afford to treat themselves? And if you say to yourself, well, maybe half, well, that's still pretty terrible, because then you got to have people roaming around out there coughing on each other, refusing to wear a mask.
Oh, yeah.
When you're at the point of society where you have to wear a mask outside, I think we really got to check the healthcare system. Yep, he's got the mask on.
That's when you cut up your favorite kitchen towel.
Where'd you buy that? The Where's Waldo store on eBay?
See, what happened was I married this woman with a really big booty, so she gets to tell me what to do, and she gets to pick all this stuff. So, there you go.
Oh.
Nice.
Is that underwear? I wish it was. It's just one of those napkins with the placeholders and the plates and stuff and all that, you know. She likes, hold on. She likes...
Anyways, since we ventured off topic and, you know, not for the kids at home, but No.
Anybody from CNN, if you're watching this, y'all know about the physical comedy I do and stuff, man. So y'all are used to it.
True that. No, I wanted to actually talk about the fact that Trump had said this is going to be the rigged election now, only because the post office cannot control any of the mail-in ballots that are being sent out across the country.
Okay, that's just hilarious.
Okay, let me jump in on this. First off, this is not necessarily a Trump thing. Okay, what people don't know is, what was it? Peter Orszag, that was Obama's budget director. This has been in plan for a while, wanting the post office to go to privatization. So they put in 2006. It was the Postal Accountability and Enhancement, law, whatever.
Actor bill, yeah.
Yeah, and so they had to put $72 billion into an account for health care, all these different type of benefits for anybody, but they had to be for up to 75 years in the future. Now there is no business, there's no in private or government sector that has to do that. So that's why they've been in the red for the last 6 years.
Oh yeah.
Because when you literally have to take every single drop of profit and put it into an account for an imaginary necessary use, that's 75 years in the future. The average person lives to be, 65, 70? You know what I mean? Okay, let's say 75 because, technology is getting better now. But when you're leaving there, you're, 60, 65? So that's a 10-year gap. Why does the 10 years that they should be paying you for the rest of your life, maybe even 20, but they have to have 75 years worth of benefits saved for you? No other business has to do anything like that.
Of course they don't, you're right, but EJ, no other business is allowed to print their own money. The reason that the U.S. Postal Service is even in business right now is because they have a printer to back it up. Also, it's for a competitive nature sort of thing. They would act as the okay, so say there's no postal service at all anymore. What would you then think happens to the prices to deliver a package by UPS and FedEx? They can raise it up as much as possible because the competitive level is not against those that would have unlimited money to spend on a formatted system that reflects the Dollar Shave Club like the U.S. Postal Service. If I want to send a letter to Alaska, that's going to cost me 50 cents. Holy shit. That is cheap. Am I right? In Alaska?
Dead
Nobody.
Cheap.
But if you want razors from Dollar Shave Club, they'll send you free shipping anywhere. And the way that, they try to upsell you on shampoos and all that nice stuff, and the U.S. Postal Service, what the U.S. Postal Service has been actually what they should bring back at this time, while you possibly can, would be they used to have back in the 50s and 60s. Excuse me, I'm sorry. A banking system down there where you can keep your money, kind of like a safety deposit box that the banking system took over. Now, it was a pretty decent idea until they, just wanted to do letters. That was their only thing, and banks had much more to offer. But for people that obviously, you can do it electronically, like electronic banking through Square and all these different situations. But you already have the U.S. Post Office online to openly make that available. Now, for Trump to call this the rigged election, dude, don't title it before you do it. He's been warning it for the last 6 months anyway. You know what I'm saying? They're throwing their shots out. If Trump wins now, it just sounds like he admitted to a crime before time. He's got
he just set himself up. Correct.
Yeah, you set yourself up. The same way. It's like me calling that bank robbed. That's what
I understand. Did you see his post just a couple of minutes ago? He just posted. He just said, "Save the United States Postal Service."
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Now he's asking everybody to save it now. Before he was trying to get rid of it. Now he's trying to save it.
It's just the strangest thing. If you are
saving it by privatizing it and saving it by, that's the difference. They want to privatize it, so they still want to save it. They want it to be there. I get
he's taking it back now. Now he doesn't want to privatize it.
He doesn't?
No, he's back. That's what I'm saying. He's all over the place.
He's going flip-floppy.
He's flip-flopping every second of it.
Fuck the whole conversation. Okay?
I honestly believe that they could probably get voting in as far as social distancing and making sure everybody's safety is at that enhanced level. If you see how they're doing it with like if you have a parking lot and you have somebody coming in their car, you can have them stay in their car, text them for when they're ready to vote. You walk in there and you vote. There has to be a better. I mean, yeah, the U.S. mail sounds like a good idea, but the way that humans are, we have instant gratification apps on our phone. We get to see it on TV, instantly gratified of all the votes counted. You think that a lot of people are going to want to be, like, oh, look at all the votes that came in counted today. And God help us if there's a recount. Jesus Lord, we'll be going in past January.
If Kelly Clarkson can get 25 million votes on a call-in, we can vote. You know what I mean, by app or something like that, like you're saying, and keep it simple. We put your main tech guys on.
They tried that. EJ, they tried that in Iowa for the primary caucus, and there was a lot of bugs going on where the technology became compromised through phones. Now, with these voting machines, not saying that the voting machines have any much more technology than a Nintendo 64, because they don't.
They don't.
Throw the cartridge, baby.
They are using cartridges. I know. There you go. We'll plug it back in for you there, Grandma. Oh my God, the technology. But then again, you're dealing with older people.
By the way, we all know you're not supposed to blow the cartridge, right? I just want to make sure.
No.
Before I tell people that.
I just blow more dirt into the cartridge.
In your breath, look at that.
Like, made it work. Especially like the stankier the breath is or something, like it just makes it work or something. Like don't brush your teeth that day or something. You just it's magic. They're gonna work every time.
You get some schmegma in the.
You should eat some seeds and fart to the goddamn thing, then, right? Look at that. We'll play Zelda for hours.
Yeah,
the food makes it work better.
Something, food particles or something. I don't know, man. But yeah, go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that the post office basically the only service that the post office is really providing, besides doing what UPS, FedEx already does, is making sure that prices are lowered to the point where they're keeping their low prices and basically offering a competitive situation artificially by the taxpayers. That the U.S. government can practically keep it alive to print as much money up as possible. Now, if you want to privatize or get rid of the post office completely, well, you better buy some stock in UPS and FedEx because their rates are going to skyrocket the same way their stock prices. So I would wonder if our new Postmaster General might have a slight incentive. If I want to see his portfolio, so I want to see if he has any incentive to do that to the post office.
For real.
It would be the same scenario as Dick Cheney suggesting Halliburton for everything. Literally everything.
That's probably true. Man. Probably true. I don't know, man.
I was going to say something about what EJ said about Obama's budget director. I'm reading that article right now, and I think that's probably why Trump is actually resetting what he says, because he only goes with opposite what Barack Obama does. So if Barack Obama wants to privatize something, Trump will say, I don't want to do that anymore. So, and he reverses the direction of it. So whatever he does the opposite of what Barack Obama does.
Which is really easier it makes it really easy on the Congress and the Senate to play reverse psychology with this president. All they got to do is say oh, hey, Mr. President, we want to privatize health care even more. Well, we're getting universal health care then. All right, cool. We're fine with that. Yeah. You're the off you go.
That's what I don't like about Trump, because he goes back and forth. He says one thing, he says another, then he lies about it, flip-flops it. He goes, this is the same thing for Bernie. You know that. Not Bernie, Biden, too. We were talking about that before. Biden does the same thing over and over and over again. He says one thing, and then he says, I have 200 credits on college, and I have 3 master degrees, and I got all this stuff. And they're like, wait, what are you talking about, dude? You don't have any of that stuff.
I drive a goddamn flying car, Mr. Biden. That's a helicopter, but it's kind of close. Kind of close.
My son bought it for me in Russian rubles.
Yeah, Biden's the kind of guy that talks very nicely about another race, and then in the same sentence uses a racial slur with a nice tone.
Yeah.
You know, they're just
Okay, so when he said that he was talking about the difference between. See, I have a segment on a individual podcast, and basically, it's called. By the way, a little shameless plug. We're on Spotify. Everything. It's called The Flip Side, and we're on Spotify, Google Plus, everywhere. Just look us up. It's me and a guy named Jeff Johnson. So I'm basically saying that Biden is at the point right now where he's the main person in the world right now. Janessa Shepard. Let Harris do the talking right now.
Oh,
Let the shiny little toy that you got right now just, you in show and tell. Sometimes you don't even talk about the toy. Just put it out there. Let them see it. Let them play with it. You're going to win show and tell if the toy is good. It's the best toy. You're going to win it. Don't say anything dumb about it. So when he goes and says something about it was a difference between the cultures, which culture is more like nuance and stuff like that.
And you know he will.
Black culture
and you know he will, too.
And I was like, why even go into that conversation? You know what I mean? He was basically saying that the Hispanic culture is more nuanced or is something. It was some exact word. I forgot the word. But it was basically meaning it was more nuanced and more complex than black culture.
EJ, now hold on now, buddy. The man comes from the mean streets of Delaware, all right?
Thank you. So what is your
and our hometown
on talking about this? First of all, okay,
there's a little bit of street cred in Delaware, but he's got it all.
Yeah, I think I know what EJ's talking about. That cultural shock that he's talking about, and his advisors told him in a huge way. They says, "Joe, just don't talk anymore. Don't honestly." Yeah.
So I'm glad that whoever the hell was there, whoever the hell was there should have been like, I would have risked my job. I would have snatched him off the podium. I would have did whatever. So somebody wrote that. Okay, yeah. So who did it get by that wrote it? That's the first thing. How many people, everybody in that chain of command, from the speechwriter to the press guy, all of them.
Yeah. If
you allowed that to be said, the first thing is astronomical to me in this day and time with social media and how everything is recorded and everything, you can just go back and flip it. You can't make mistakes like that.
EJ, right did you hear the conspiracy that while Biden has the mask on making a speech, they are just playing a recording of his coherency, speaking, edited together? He's moving around, but he's not really saying anything, but they're just playing something in the background that sounds like him.
Like that movie, Dead Silence, somebody's a puppeteer in the back of them just making them... Yeah. I'm like, look, if that's true, oh my God, I'm not even. I don't even want to. I can't touch that because my brain.
There's another theory that Joe Biden died 3 years ago and they buried him in Pet Cemetery and he came back nicer. I'm not so sure about that one, though. I'm not so sure about that one. I have a little qualms about it.
That one might be.
The original Pet Cemetery was how many times did he make the dumbest mistake ever? I'm just by the second time you should have been like, bro.
Oh man, yeah, you don't bury your wife there to end things up, this. That's when you know the guy's hard up to get laid. Where you're just like, I'll never get laid again. Never mind, I'll bury my wife in Pet Cemetery.
Let's do it.
Or maybe before you buy the house, see how fast the 18-wheelers come down the damn road. Holy crap! How do you even sell that as a real estate agent? All right, we got to do right here. Everything is wrong down the road, and railing 18-wheelers that zoom down the road 100 miles per hour. Oh, you have kids? Holy shit! What? You don't like your kids? What the hell's wrong with this guy? Well, don't worry.
The real estate agent was the greatest. That was the greatest real estate agent ever. He just got in, got the sale, and got the day alone. That's your job. I ain't got to tell you nothing. You know what I mean? I'm in and out.
Real estate agent.
That's my job. My job is to make the sale, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get paid.
Normally I sell timeshares, but now I just passed by real estate. They gave me the worst house to sell. But you look like a fine family.
You lead off with, you've got money. The house is cheap. Hey, you're a doctor.
Yeah, dude's a doctor. Yeah, he's got money. Yeah.
It's close to, it's only a couple of miles from where you're going to work at. Hey, you should pick this house.
Yeah, Biden just looks really scary when he takes out the mask and he's got that creepy smile on, whoa, buddy, put it back on. Put it back on.
Put the pedo smile back on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you want, the scary smile or the pedo smile? Because he's got.
That's the one thing that really bothers me about the guy when you're pushing a child into your crotch area. You know, when you're standing there and the stroking of faces, that creeps me the hell out. You know, if I have two choices, or actually, in all reality, we have four choices. Joanne, whatever the hell, she's running as a libertarian. She thinks that it shouldn't be illegal for you to own a tank. I have my worries about that.
Damn her!
You know?
Damn her! I really wanted a tank too.
No. She thinks you should own a tank.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. I'm voting for her.
Vote for Tank Lady.
Tank girl. No, wait, lady. Never mind. I'm not gonna say girl because somebody might jump on me.
Tank Lady.
Even though I was referencing the anime. Anyway.
Did you see where they're trying to make Kamala Harris more urban as well? There's an article.
I seen a picture with a dot on her forehead, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, she goes to mosque and stuff. Like, chill out with that, man. Like, come on. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take...
That's it. I just think she's beautiful. I don't know.
Yeah, so
I'm in love with her.
You beat it up.
I'm in love with her. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm in love with her.
And the funny thing is that there's an article on MSN, and it says Kamala Harris was part of the second integrated class in elementary school. Like, really, you're digging that far back in order to say you were integrated class, educational-wise, to make you sound a little more urban, because, you know, they're trying to get that vote.
She looks like the type of person that throws a wine party with her uppity friends and then refuses to give her husband sex. You know?
She's the type of lady that puts raisins in her potato salad.
No, I wouldn't think. I don't think. I think, okay, the potato salad one's a good one.
Yeah.
I think she smashes now. I think she smashes. That's not the issue. But it's like,
feels like the type of person
I
that
see the
complains
flip
about
flop.
people smoking outdoors.
Yeah.
I definitely see the flip flop though. You look at her life from saying when she first got one of the jobs, it wasn't a DA job, it was a different job. They asked her, who does she identify with? She said she identifies as being Indian or whatever. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's your grandfather is full-blooded Indian or whatever. That's cool. No issue with that.
South Asian.
But then you're South Asian?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know. That's what I was told. I don't know.
Would be India, yeah.
So then you go and you say, you go to Howard, not Howard. Was it Howard? She went to HBCU.
Yeah.
And she pledged the black fraternity. And this is not a shout out to anybody. This is just facts. That she got married to a white guy.
Yeah.
After leaving from an HBCU. So you cross over. He was an entertainment lawyer. So I can see the scaling, the climb, but it's like I'm one side when, you know, it's to my advantage, and I'm another side when it's to my advantage, and I see it, and it's just too in your face.
It's got
all the other stuff. It's like you're just climbing the ladder, getting where you need to get and doing what you need to do. I get it, but, you know, I try not to go too hard because I know men like that, and then people don't call out the men I do. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that guy that seems like I'm just bashing the woman. But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth.
I think she's putting ice cream on her pancake, to be honest with you. She's got breakfast and dessert. So basically, yeah, she's at the buffet, and she's got the ice cream on the plate next to the steak. It's like, you can wait for the ice cream, okay?
Sounds like an IHOP special.
What the hell? Yeah, it does sound like an IHOP special.
I love it.
It's too bad our IHOP up here doesn't pass the health inspector.
I'm like, yeah, I would probably eat that.
You think that about Camilla too, right?
That's right.
You think you missed that one, huh? You said you probably eat that. I said you think that about Camilla too, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sparky is having some intermittent weather issues, so that's why he's been popping in and out. But
I thought he fell asleep. Honestly, I looked down and I thought he was like, oh, he's out. And I didn't want to say anything. I was like, we should just keep him up and see how long he falls asleep on the show.
He still has to feed the hamster for his DSL service.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought he had hamster. I seriously did there for a second.
Kevin was filibustering. I was looking. I was like, watch. I'm looking, and I'm like, I wanted to tell Kevin or somebody to, like, look at Sparky. He's like, fell asleep on the show.
He does that until we get to our second half.
Yeah, when he gets into the drawings, and he's like, oh, look at this. Here he goes. Let's check up. Oh, he's on the floor.
Oh, speaking of the devil, yeah, he just passed out.
Hey, where?
So there's also this article that came up that said voters sue the Postal Service and Trump over changes ahead of the election. Like, who's really like, oh man, this is going to be such a deterrent to my life that I can't either go to an election house to go vote with a mask on, maybe some gloves, and yell out bingo while I'm hit my little clicker on there.
So
or the touch
bingo.
button. Yeah, or a touch button. And like who's really that offended where they're like, "Oh man, I'm going to sue the Postal Service because I'm not getting my mail-in vote to go vote for this coming election."
Suing the Postal Service is like beating the crap out of a child. Although you know you can do it, you just don't.
You don't. Yeah.
It's not right on so many levels.
I thought you were going to a super dark place there for a second, and then I'm like, wait, where's this going to end up?
I thought so too. I thought he was going to go into another IHOP or something. I was
know.
like, oh, here he goes.
I was saying earlier, I said our IHOP is so bad it doesn't even pass health inspections.
I know. How do you not pass health inspections when you're dealing mainly with pancake batter?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You got some ideas. I got some ideas.
Never mind.
Anyways, let's cut into something a little more family friendly. I know on Netflix, Project Power just came out, starring Jamie Foxx, Jason Gordon-Levitt, and Machine Gun Kelly is actually in there. No, it came out yesterday.
Oh, I gotta see it then. I can't wait.
Oh my god!
It came out a couple of days ago, but yeah.
Well, was it? I thought it was yesterday, but
it was like 48 hours ago, but yeah.
All right. Anyways,
did you see it, EJ, or no?
Yes, sir.
How was it? I really want to see it. So,
all right. So, I would venture to say that in totality, out of the movies, this was one of the best Netflix movies that you will see as far as action, world building, pace, the actors and acting, as well as and CGI, all were at least B level. I mean like B movie level, but if you're scoring 0 to 100, 85 plus on each category. The acting, Jamie Foxx was pretty good. Actually, the girl, her name is Robin, was probably
the girl
best
played
actor.
a great part.
And I mean, she was on it. And I haven't seen her on anything before, and I watch a lot of Tom Laird stuff. I watch anime, movies, TV. That's my realm. That's my thing. Obviously, complete nerd authority. But anyway, so the one negative that I would say is some of the powers are a stretch because, spoiler alert, the powers come from animals. That's not really that's not telling you anything about, the movie itself. So the powers are based off of animals, DNA from animals. So,
okay. So is it like an Animorphs book situational sort of thing?
Not really.
Each person reacts differently to it. So you'll have like somebody who has fire abilities, somebody who has ice abilities. They have
color changing,
bulletproof. They have bones that grow out, protrude. You can kind of pick an X-Men kind of and see where they got the idea from or something like that to kind of put it in simpler terms.
I watched the trailer. So Jamie Foxx is the guy who's in charge of it, or we're just
no
he created it, or no?
No.
Jamie Foxx is a military person, and they do experiments a lot in the military. I'll just leave it at that. He got hands. He got hands today. He's rated E for everybody because everybody gets them and can get them on their movie.
Oh yeah.
He rated E. He got hands.
I watched that other movie on Netflix. The girl that lives like pretty much forever. It's like a
Oh yes. Did you like that? The old guard or whatever it is.
That was great. That was so good.
If you like that, you like this. It's not similar, but it's action packed like that. But it also builds a story and builds a world. So you can have part 2, part 3, stuff like that. That's what I liked about it.
Okay. No, I can't wait then.
The only thing I didn't particularly like about the movie is with Robin's character, she's very much into not into school, but doing street smart stuff. So like she's always selling these pills. She's always playing a game. Like she's always she's always in the game. Like she's always trying to do something, but it's for a greater good. And when she talks to Jamie Foxx towards the middle or end, she's talking about this rap game. Like she's always in a rap game, but she's too scared in order to do it. And I figured that whole part right there could have been omitted from the story, and I really wouldn't have cared.
The part when she's in the classroom or the conversation with Jamie Foxx?
I think altogether. And it had nothing to do with the story. Like, I feel like her rap game had nothing to do with the story, and it was thrown in there to be more urban, to get more of a younger crowd to feel for that character.
That's one thing. It also helped build the relationship between those two, because that was one of the few times where they were together for more than 5 minutes. They had screen time with just them two without anybody else being involved. So in order for you to get invested between the relationship that those two characters have, because remember, he has a family member also on
Yeah.
You have to make it believable that they have bonded some way to be in those type of life or death situations, and neither one will leave each other behind.
Yeah, so it's a plot device then, right?
Yes, that's used to kind
of. But I feel like they could have gone. They could have gone a different way.
That she has a lot of talent and a lot of. She's not just that street smart kid that's selling drugs. She has some potential to do something else. She's a savant. She's actually, how they do it is she's a savant. She's really, really talented. It's not no normal rapping type stuff. These is like, she can take words instantaneously and just take them and rhyme them and mold them into like stories and stuff like that. And it's like, it's instantaneous, almost like a superpower in itself. And that's what was that's what made it entertaining to me, that part. And so he realizes she's just not a normal person herself. So I need to give her some advice because I think I'm going to die soon.
So EJ, did she get that superpower from an animal too, Snoop Dogg?
Probably Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Yep, exactly. Maybe Little Bow Wow. Maybe Little Bow Wow. Probably
Little Bow Wow. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that was a direct line to get more urban watchers to watch the movie. But for the storyline itself, I feel like when she sewed him up and like tried to take care of his wounds and like took him to her mom's veterinary center, like I felt like that could have been the better move to seal them together instead of adding the rap game.
Okay.
Which didn't really, not to say that it didn't make sense, but like I feel like they could have gone a different route without making it weird, and probably shorten the movie by like 10 minutes.
It was probably a coin toss in the writer's room, honestly.
Yeah. But overall, I'm right there with you.
A lot of times I say, if you can have a movie without that scene, do you need that scene?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. It wasn't needed. I liked it. Some people might not. So I get it. I can see how it could be a little controversial.
Yeah.
See, maybe like pandering to a certain type of audience.
Yeah, definitely.
It could be a character trait of hers that the writers can always fall back on in certain scenarios for sellability, no matter what.
Yeah, you know? yeah. But I mean, it's not to say that it's a predominantly black movie, but the only white person in there is Jason Gordon-Levitt, and
the bad guys. All the bad guys.
Yeah. All the bad guys are white. Yeah.
So yeah, I got you.
How does it feel, Tony, when the shoe is on the other foot?
I'm okay with it. I'm just saying. I agree with DJ. Probably 8 out of 10 for me, man. It's a good, solid movie. Like, there's nothing that I could really pick apart on it.
I'm surprised with Netflix. You know what I mean? Some of the movies are just feel like they got a bunch of kids doing them. There's not a lot of funding. They just do whatever they got to do to get it out there. But this one actually, like, They put a lot of money into it. They put a lot of time.
Yeah.
The trailer looked
You
amazing.
like the one with Thor's brother? No, with Thor on whatever his name is. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth. Extraction.
Oh yeah. That was a good movie.
See, they've been on a roll lately, man. I've really enjoyed the last definitely 3 or 4
big Netflix specials. Yeah,
I think they had to. I think they had to pick up their game a little bit. I mean, they're just getting too much competition out there, and they're just like, we got to do something. Because September is coming up soon, and then the boys will be coming out for Amazon Prime, and that looks phenomenal. I can't wait for that.
Stormfront has been changed to a female.
Yeah.
That I like that. I'm cool with some gender swapping if it makes sense. And for today's society and where we're at, it does make sense for her to be a woman if you know some background with the comics and stuff like that, or the show.
But to be honest, the comics aren't well known. Not to say that they're not well known, but like ever since the TV show came out, they've exploded outward, of course. But beforehand, before the TV show, like it was a low to mid grade comic, to be honest.
They've done gender swaps, not gender swaps, but gender opposites for almost every. They didn't make Iron Woman, obviously, but they made She-Hulk. They made a Batgirl. They made a Supergirl. They made a female version just to broaden their sales reach on most situations out there.
Yeah, that's not what I mean, though. What I mean is like a specific character is the gender of that specific character has been changed.
Like the Captain Marvel one, right? Or am I wrong on that?
Well,
that is way too nuanced the conversation
on the character.
If we're talking about going back to the boys, she's got the same background. She's just a female now. But it makes sense because...
Okay, so instead of like Peter Parker, it'd be Petra Parker, right?
Yeah.
And,
but it's still Spider-Man.
Yeah, and she's still Spider...
Or whatever girl, yes.
Yeah,
right, okay. I don't want to get into all of that.
Spider-Person. We're not going to... There's a gender underneath it. Politically correct.
That's probably the guy from...
We can't sing the rest of this song.
Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman. We're going to put everybody in a Spider-Man costume.
Like how the ancient one was changed to a female on Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Most of the time when you see it...
And I thought it was really good. They actually did a really good job on that.
So you can do it sometimes if it doesn't take away from the main part of the character. Like Black Panther can't be a white guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just can't be. Or, like Logan, I'm sorry, but he can't really be black. He's Canadian. I'm not saying there's not black Canadians, but he's came and where he came from, a time, back then it was white people that was there. You can't just keep him where he is. Don't give me a black Wolverine. I'm sorry, it doesn't make no sense. So, but there are certain characters where you can change gender or you can change the color, and it's not a big deal. So
how do you feel about them calling forward with rumors, of course, a black Professor X?
Okay, if it's certain people, if you give me Denzel, or if you give me a high caliber actor like that, don't give me no person that's bullshit, because you can't.
Isn't there kind of already a black Professor X? Samuel L. Jackson plays him. He's got the eye patch. One's got a wheelchair.
No, that's Nick Fury.
The reason why Nick Fury was changed was because they changed him in the comics in the Ultimate comic series.
Yeah, they did,
and they modeled it after him. So that's why he was there. It's like, hey, dude, we wanted to make him literally look like you, so you're gonna play the character when the movie starts. So that's there. Now, I meant like Magneto. They were talking about changing Magneto. I don't necessarily agree with changing Magneto because of the history of the character. Him being
German,
German, Jewish, something like that.
Jewish and stuff like that. And are they black Jews? I'm not getting into all that. I don't know about the history.
Back during the Holocaust times, I'm guessing there weren't too many in that area.
Nah.
Let's keep that where it's at.
Is there black Jews? Yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. is a black Jew.
Okay. So, how many? Where's Sammy Davis Jr. at?
Lenny Kravitz.
He's right now. He's over there.
Lenny
Hey,
Kravitz. Lenny
He's
Kravitz.
ghosted right now. He's ghosted.
He's already been in. Lenny Kravitz is not gonna work because he's already been. He played the
Wesley
in the
Snipes.
Hunger Games.
Wesley Snipes converted once he got into tax trouble.
That's true. That's true.
It's actually a fact.
That's not a lie. That is true. That is true.
He said, "I need a Jewish lawyer to come back me out of this. I'm going to convert to Judaism."
Conversion card there, and he's like, how about now, IRS? And they're like, yeah, you're still going to jail. You don't.
You know, he broke the fourth wall in Expendables 3 when they asked him when they got him out of jail. And it was like, hey man, what you was in jail so long for? He looks at the camera. He's like, not paying my taxes. I was like, that was funny. Okay, I get it. I was right on the nose. Some things just hit perfectly, man.
I always liked him as an actor. I thought he was a really good actor. I liked him in Blade.
Yeah.
I think Blade, he was awesome. White Man Can't Jump, I think he was great in that too. I don't know. He's one of those actors that you could really enjoy watching.
I agree.
Major League. You can't forget Major League.
Oh,
yeah,
Billy Hayes. Come on.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all a
airplane.
The White Man Can't Jump.
Are changing? Oh,
now he's hanging out with Chuck Norris on the Bowflex.
Yeah, he is.
Commercials with Christy Brinkley.
Did you see Plane, Trains, and Automobiles are changing now? They're going to put Will Smith and Kevin Hart in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's doable. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. That would be really fun, actually.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the thing that made Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is because you had a very overweight character. You had some awkward
John
spots.
Candy, right?
Yeah,
Who was the
John
overweight guy?
Candy's character, Steve Martin, both very comical geniuses. There's between as long as they can find a character trait to discuss the other character enough.
Short.
You know.
Short, Kevin being short. That's right there.
That is a character trait. I'll give you that. But as long as that character trait kind of frustrates the Will Smith character, depending on which side of the ballpark, on which side of the ball the pole they're playing, which characters they're playing, depending. But yeah, short would be a character trait. I'm not sure how short annoys people though. No offense.
Kevin's just naturally annoying anyway. So I mean, he just play himself in the movie. Bam, annoying. There you go.
I actually got to do a security work. He's a really nice guy. He's just it's just you get so much money and everybody just wants to take it from you. He's well aware of that from straight out of Philly. He's well aware of that concept. So he's a hell of a guy. The thing is, short doesn't feel like an annoying character trait if you're hanging out with somebody. It's not like you could say to yourself like, "Oh man, your shortness is really terrible." It's inconveniencing me. Sort of thing. Like, okay, so with John Candy...
Going to the amusement park, like, dude, you can't ride none of the rides, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, you got to be this tall to enter the train, this tall to enter the plane. I mean, and this tall to enter the automobile.
I had a chick that was like 6'3" one time. She was like, you have to be this tall to ride this ride. And I didn't make it. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
So did you chop her legs off? I would have done that. That's a cheat code right there.
I just walked away with my head down.
What are you doing? I really like you.
He's actually as we speak.
I want to ride the ride.
But she didn't get to experience the big cop.
Not everybody can experience that. All right. Well, speaking of inches, let's inch our way into our second half of the show here. Sparky's gonna try to make it back, but we're having such bad thunderstorms outside. You could probably see it up in my window up here that there's giant flashes of light. So if power does happen to go out, it kind of is what it is.
I thought that was green. Huh.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But
rain right now.
We're going to go down the old road down in Mississippi that we're going to take the rabbit hole into Mississippi Man. Now, just to let you know, EJ, we do play this game, and what happens is I read off 5 stories. They are criminal blotter stories from the wonderful state of Mississippi. And it goes to show what kind of stupid criminal is out there across the country.
Gotcha.
All right. So, after I read these 5 stories, you're going to tell me true or false on these stories. Most of them are true. Maybe there's 1 or 2 false stories mixed in. If you could tell me which one it is, you will win at the end.
Get $1,000.
Thanks to our wonderful sponsors.
So pay attention, EJ. Pay attention. $1,000, and you get a free cock statue.
Yeah. Thanks to our wonderful sponsors from the Sasquatch Academy of NEPA.
Yeah. Oh Jesus! Look at them.
All right, we're gonna head down this rabbit hole, starting with story number 1. Mississippi man arrested for forgery for trying to turn in a lottery ticket with glued-on numbers.
Yes, that is true. I know that is true. I know that is true.
I'm gonna read all 5. Just let me know at the end. Let me know at the end.
All right.
Hey,
Number 2.
Where does EJ live at? Where are you from?
I'm in Georgia. I already heard that one.
This is unfair. This is totally unfair. He already knows what's going on.
He knows what's happening in Mississippi.
Yeah. He already knows. Yeah, he's a little bit of an edge. He's a little close to there down the south. There, he knows what's going on.
True.
All
You
right,
know the
so he has
craziness,
advantage. Go ahead.
brother. You know the craziness going down in the south.
Yes. We call it Florida man here, but go ahead.
Oh, there's multiple craziness.
People get kicked out of Florida, go to Georgia.
Story number 2. Mississippi woman arrested for DUI after calling 911 to report a drunk driver herself.
Oh, yeah.
Story number 3. Mississippi woman arrested for theft and breaking and entering when she decides she wants a TV. To her luck, she dropped her ID on her way out while stealing from a local home. Story number 4. Mississippi man arrested for mistakenly dialing 911 when trying to call 411, the number for FEMA. Imagine his surprise when the cops walked in on his meth lab. And story number 5. Mississippi man arrested for evading police when he ran from cops. He led the cops into a local police academy.
That guy is terrible at Grand Theft Auto. I can already tell.
It's so horrible.
It's like trying to lose the cops. You go into the army section of the thing. The map. I've done that before.
It happens from time to time. Yeah. So I guess we'll start off from the top. EJ, we're going true, false, or is there a false story in there somewhere?
Okay, how many were false?
That's what you got to tell me. That's what you got to tell me.
You got to guess.
I think 2 were false, and I'm going to say the police academy is false, and I'm going to say the woman. The third one, the third one is false. The one
for theft and breaking and entering for stealing the TV.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I'm only going to go with whatever EJ says. I'm going because he has the advantage. Whatever it says, he knows what's going on down there. So
I don't know, but I just know that first one is true because I heard that one. I know that. I know that because I was like, oh man.
Wait, what part of Georgia are you from?
Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
About an hour and a half away from downtown Atlanta.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. He has the advantage.
Yeah, you got the in.
Kevin,
where are you going with these stories?
Yeah.
After a good amount of experience of going through state by state, there is no false story in this first 5. I guarantee it. Because people are dropping their IDs when leaving houses. The other one, there's a meth story, of course. Somebody tries escaping the cops with even a worse plan by going into the police academy. I think I've seen this with California Man before. I'm going to go all true on all the stories.
All right, perfect. All right, we'll start out with story number 1, and I'll work my way down. Mississippi man arrested for forgery while trying to turn in lottery ticket with glued-on numbers. Is a true story. It is a true story.
I heard that. It was on our
see, I knew it. I already knew it. I already knew it.
On our news.
Yeah.
Fantastically, these guys put it into the lottery commission, not even to their local.
Yeah,
not even like a local store, dude.
Place where you gotta get like $700, $1,000, $1,500. Not to you like the gas station. They took it to the freaking store. The
place that makes them.
Oh my God.
The place that makes the tickets. And, yeah, they took it straight to the place that makes the tickets, and they laughed at them. They laughed at them first. And then they were like, holy crap, who just did this tape and cut job on the tickets? And, of course, they were arrested.
Did they have to call the cops, though? Come on, you can just give them the
That's
ticket back
forgery,
and
man.
be like,
That's
"Here you go,
you're trying to make a buck on something that's a legal tender of the state.
I get it. I know. It's just
Yeah.
If somebody comes to me with a ticket like that, and I'm like, guys, I'm throwing this in the garbage before somebody snitches on you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But no, they went straight to the lottery commission, man. Like it's not even like they went to the local store and we're just like, yo man, we want some crack money. They went all out. $500,000 was the top prize, and that's the one that they tried winning.
It makes as much sense. Yeah, it feels like you're the same situation of like trying to cash in on somebody that you kidnapped anyways. You know, the blind person on. Oh, you know, they're like, he was the one that did it. It's like, damn. Oh, bitch.
Son of a bastard. Story number 2, Mississippi woman arrested for DUI after calling 911 to report a drunk driver. Herself. True story. How drunk, Kevin, and you might know this because, back in the heyday, Kevin.
I love when it comes to alcoholism. Tony's like, you're filthy alcohol.
Not to say how many drinks does it take to get to that point, but when you're calling the cops to talk to the police about a drunk driver, and they're asking why you're slurring your words, and why you're driving, and then also telling the cops where you are.
Oh man, you don't do that.
That's a no-no. That's just not even a criminal. That's a dumb criminal.
Yeah, I'm guessing a mix of Fireball shots were on top of some beer, low-grade beer.
You talking my language. You talking my language. Fireball, baby. I was going to wear my Fireball shirt. I didn't. Lucky I didn't.
That would have been nice. I don't know how they feel about that. I swore I could have seen you as a whiskey guy, EJ.
Oh, no, sir. I'm Fireball and I am Crown. Those are my 2 drinks right there.
All right, so some whiskey. You got some whiskey.
And Jaeger bombs. When I go out with my people, we do Jaeger bombs all day, baby.
Yeah. All right. Well, story number 3. This is the one you said false here. Mississippi woman arrested for theft and breaking and entering when she decides she wants a TV. To her luck, she dropped her ID on her way out while stealing from a local home. EJ, as you would know, and if you had heard our show before, there are stupid criminals all across America, and this is one of the stories that always happens. It is a true story, sir.
Okay.
This happens more times than you would think that it does not. And unfortunately, when you're rummaging through your pockets, trying to get the screwdriver to pop apart your TV, and then you drop your ID on the floor, cops are coming to your house because, A, you have that person's TV, and B, stupid criminal.
Got you.
Story number 4, Mississippi, I almost said Minnesota. Mississippi man arrested for mistakenly dialing 911 when trying to call 411, the number for FEMA. Imagine his surprise when the cops walked in on his meth lab.
That should be the one if it's going to be.
True story, brother. Yeah. True story.
What?
Yes.
No, there's too many different wrong things about that right there. So you try to make a hustle off of FEMA, and you got a meth lab. All right, that's number 1. You're calling from your house. That's number 2. You give the address to your house.
Keep going.
That's number 3. You actually let them come in? Like, you got stuff around, or the smell is so bad that they know?
That's the big bugaboo right there. That is the big bugaboo. You don't let them come in. You know you have a meth. You know you're running a meth operation.
Like, what's that smell
Here-
back
We
there?
step in your house real
Oh,
quick. Sure, no
Soap.
meth is here. Oh, did I say meth?
Here's the funny story behind this one.
When you got funny from FEMA.
This Mississippi man was trying to get himself a replacement trailer from FEMA when he mistakenly dialed 911 and then hung
Right,
up the
that's
phone.
Funded fucking meth lab. That's great. You're not making enough money on your meth. You want to beam up? That's fucking. Wow, what a scumbag.
If they got away
What
with
a
it, I would have
scumbag,
said tornado
yeah.
hit my house.
that's the difference between Walter and Jesse right there. If we
Yes.
got Breaking Bad fans. That's a Jesse right there.
Perfect.
Very-
That's perfect.
Well, that's a
So
science teacher.
this genius, right? This Albert Einstein type of guy, mistakenly dials 911. He realizes he dialed 911 and then hung up. What happens when you dial 911, Kevin?
They call you right back.
Normally, they either call you back or they just send somebody out.
Correct. And when
Leave
you
the
have a
house.
trailer,
Leave the house. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. They're going to come to the door, they're going to knock, and nobody answers, and they're going to forget about it. Just leave.
dude, when you're in a trailer and you're smoking burning rubber in your trailer, because that's what meth smells like. It smells like burnt rubber.
That makes me think that Charlie Bucket's parents from Willy Wonka were making meth.
Yeah. I would have started making meatloaf or something. I'm like, come on in.
Come on. Something to deteriorate the smell.
Yeah.
For free. Get out the meth smell with the
That's my wife's deviled eggs.
The new cat litter. The new cat litter smells so bad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah, he didn't do any quick thinking with that. No quick thinking. Stupid criminal number 4. Story number 5. Mississippi man arrested for evading police when he ran from cops, leading him into a local police academy. True story. These 5 stories are all true today.
Man, I want to go to Mississippi.
Clearly not a smart criminal by any means. And when you're trying to avoid cops by running, sometimes if you're fast, you'll get far.
Yeah.
But eventually they're going to catch up to you. Sometimes they got dogs. They didn't need them this time because apparently when you jump the wall into a police academy and there's a bunch of cops around there and helicopters flying around you trying to find a guy, guess who's going to get jumped by 30 guys?
That guy.
Stupid criminal number 5. But let's continue on. Let's continue on with fantastic Mississippi
And the
person. Whew.
I
Banjo
want to
music.
move there.
You know, a little bit of dueling banjos playing in the background. I can feel it.
Oh, here it comes,
You're
brother.
fat
Here it
boy.
comes.
Get
I hope
over
you're
here.
ready. I like to save the 5 best ones for the middle here. So we'll start out with story number 1. Mississippi teen arrested for playing a bad joke, a bad practical joke, actually, on Craigslist. He apparently listed a baby for sale, along with his friends, contact information.
That's true. Come on, that's got to be true.
This kid.
I would have done that to you, Tony.
You probably would have.
Yeah, I would have done that. I would
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, if we had Craigslist back in the day, I'd be like, hey, put Tony right in Craigslist.
Last week we had this one girl put her cheerleading teammate on Backpage.com, which is actually I actually looked it up the other day. They took it down. They took the whole site down, which is even funnier.
We just shut it down. There's just way too much prostitution going on.
Way too much prostitution going on.
Well, Sparky's not here. Can we put him on the list?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Story number
That
2,
works.
Mississippi man arrested for theft when he shoved 2 live lobsters and 2 bags of jumbo shrimp into his cargo shorts.
If you can fit it, you should be able to take it.
I agree with that sentiment. Yeah.
You know, because you got very limited space with cargo shorts, depending on how big they are. You know.
I like it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I would definitely do it.
I think the pinching of the lobster claws might give me a little deterrent, but
no, it'd be worth it.
You don't grab the ones that don't have the rubber bands on the hands.
That's true. Yeah. This is my favorite story, and it would have been Sparky's picture of the week. Story number 3: Mississippi man arrested for being completely naked at a local cemetery. He wanted to get orbs on film, and being naked was the best canvas to show them.
Yeah.
That would have been Sparky's picture of the week.
What, a naked picture?
All of his stick figures are naked.
All the stick figures are naked, so it doesn't matter.
Except for the ones that wear hats.
Story number 4: Mississippi man arrested. Mississippi man arrested for stealing items at Kohl's, and he ends up getting life in prison.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did he steal at Kohl's?
Probably the 3-strike law, something like that.
Story number 5: Mississippi man escapes prison to rob a convenience store. Then he breaks back into prison.
Oh, I don't blame him. He doesn't want to
He's a man that can get things.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start off from the bottom. We'll work our way up. Kevin, where are you going with this, brother?
Ah, man. I mean, the naked guy with the orbs thing seems a little fishy, but I'm guessing there's a drug involved there that wasn't mentioned yet. So I'm just going to go all true on this one. I normally pick a false one by now, but I'm just going all true on this one.
Okay. All right. Mike, where you going, brother?
I'm going to go with the prison thing. I think that going back into prison, I think that's the one that's fake.
Okay. All right. See, EJ draws some great figures, just like Sparky.
What has he got there?
What is that?
He's in a cemetery with orbs.
A naked man in a cemetery with orbs.
Yeah.
I see it.
Actually, they're
female?
identical to Sparky's pictures right there.
Remember what we said.
What is that?
We're politically correct here. This is
that a church?
Gender
Non-binary. Yeah.
Oh, it's neutral. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's non-gender binary with a...
It's open for interpretation.
Yeah.
What is that? Fire that's in his hand? Or what is that?
He's summoning the devil.
From the erase. I was trying to draw a camera, but it was too late.
Oh. It's like I thought he was throwing like a big ball of shit or something. I was like, oh man, what is he doing there?
He's throwing snowballs.
Like.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sparky. I tried to just bring it up for you. I'm sorry you wasn't here.
Yeah, sparkles next time, buddy.
All right, my bad.
All right. So, Mike, where are you going with this?
Oh, I just said I think it's the prison.
Okay. And EJ, what are you thinking, brother?
Butt naked people. False.
Butt naked. All right. Butt naked in the cemetery?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just now we need to know now.
Well, we're going to start out with story number 1. Mississippi teen arrested for playing a bad practical joke on Craigslist.
That's true.
That's
People
true.
do that all the time.
That's true. Yeah.
That's like a great joke, right? It's too good not to be false.
Yeah.
I agree. He apparently listed a baby for sale along with his friend's contact information. Very true story.
Now, this is the thing. Now, when you're getting these calls, are you getting calls because people are upset? Or are you getting these calls because somebody's actually trying to buy the
Because somebody's interested.
That's the problem. So, you're going to have like 50-50, like, you have to change your number. There's no way you can keep that number there.
Yeah, but what kind of freaks are on Craigslist that are actually going to recall somebody who's listing a baby for sale? First of all, it's on Craigslist.
People that have been turned down to the adoption agency, they figure they're gonna get a deal.
Yeah, but B, it's on Craigslist.
That's a dead giveaway that something's up.
That's true.
Like, honey, I know the adoption agency said no because we have an unstable home, but look what I found on Craigslist.
Yay!
Look at that. They probably mean Bash baby. Call them. Maybe it's not. You know, worst they could say is no.
This one of those 47 cents a day babies, but we're good.
Yeah. Less than a cup of coffee, kids.
We'll go to story number 2. Mississippi man arrested for theft when he shoved 2 live lobsters and 2 bags of jumbo shrimp into his cargo shorts. True story. I don't even like this goes on the list of like some stupid shit. And when did we do it on? It was for Florida man, wasn't it? Where the person shoved the alligators into their pants.
Yeah. He had alligators or crocodiles in there.
For real, man.
Stuff their pants, don't they? They even like taking it out of their pants.
I was telling Sparky today, right? I was like, yo, man. I said, isn't this place like right next to the ocean? So like you could go down to the ocean at any point in time. Saltwater tributaries, like you can go anywhere in Mississippi, and just go shopping for lobsters anywhere. And this dude's going to his local grocery store to drop shop with some lobsters in his pants, and 2 bags of, and it was specific, man. In the whole blotter. It said 2 live lobsters and 2 large bags of jumbo shrimp.
Well, I'll give the person credit. They're not throwing any pork down their pants. They're going for the expensive stuff.
Yeah, they went all balls out.
It's not like he got caught throwing ramen noodles down his pants and walking out all boxy and stuff.
See, he could have been advertising for for a Jewish mohel service where they just snipped the tip.
This is true. He should have told he should have brought a female accomplice along and told her and just made comments, and he should have made about Vagisil comments about her. Like, honey, my God, use the Vagisil. Walks right up there, no one suspects a thing.
Wow.
Story number 3. Mississippi man arrested for being completely naked at a local cemetery. He wanted to get orbs on film, and being naked was the best canvas to show them. True story.
No.
This is the only story where you can go balls out and then call them orbs.
Tony, what drug was involved? That's all I gotta ask.
I wish that there was a drug involved on this one.
No drug involved.
He was an artsy, loner type of guy.
Okay. So just pure air he's on the whole time.
Just pure air.
Man, those artsy people.
Okay, hold on. Pure air. He used to play football. Pure air? That's that good shit.
That is some good shit.
That's that good shit.
Get back in the game.
You can get high on some pure air, man. That stuff is woo. You think I'm joking, man? I'm not joking. You can get high on pure air, man.
You're very correct. I've actually played football. I was a kicker before, but the guys that would get hit hard, they knock them with the oxygen real quick.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not illegal.
That'll wake you up.
Apparently, cops arrested this guy because they thought that he was doing freaky shit with the with the cemetery.
With the bodies.
With the bodies.
We're just arresting you because you're weird. I guess that would count as really weird in Mississippi.
Yeah.
The charge is weird fucker. There you go. Here's your ticket. Get in the back of the goddamn car. You're freaking everybody out with your farm animals.
I mean, logically, it's at least public indecency. So I mean,
it's public indecency is what it is.
Slippy, bro. Sorry.
Arrest them first. We'll think of the charge later.
Yeah.
Mississippi detectives.
Hey, you touching some stuff right there. You didn't even mean to.
Story number 4. Mississippi man arrested for stealing items at Kohl's and ends up getting life in prison. Kevin, you hit it right on the head. 3-strike rule in Mississippi. Apparently, when you're trying to shop for Jordans and you walk out the front door with them and you're a multiple offender, once, twice, 3 strikes you're out of the old Mississippi ball game.
You gotta love how politicians like to put life in prison as if it's in baseball terms.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. You know. 3 strikes, you're out of society. It's like,
woo!
Really, guys?
I don't care how many times it happens, the punishment should always fit the crime. That's all I'm saying.
They should say 10 strikes you're out, or 10 you're knocked out, or something like that, like a boxing terminology that we can all agree on.
Yeah.
Hell, look at how many times the Cleveland Browns have failed, and they're still a thing. So, you know.
I mean, you know, I guess we should say crimes where people's lives are in danger. You know, I mean, there's no reason to go to jail.
If you're shoplifting stuff, if you're shoplifting, whatever, put the guy on a probation, give him a fine, tell him he's got to pay for the stuff and he can't receive it or something of that kind of fit.
Yeah.
But to throw a person in prison for their whole entire lives is not just a waste of prison space, it's a justification for prison guards to continue to have a job. And it's disemboweling somebody's human life to continue to try to redo themselves in a
it's prison cash, man. Prisons get cash for everybody that walks through their door.
I know, and we invented cash one day as if it was a real thing, you know. So
I agree.
We need to go back to the barter system.
True.
You know, the barter system, I mean, in this society, probably... Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, man.
Society, but we need to go back to it.
It's not like it. Yeah.
You were going to say, the barter system just wouldn't work in today's society.
You get me talking about money, and I'll keep going now.
I know.
Yeah, the barter system in today's society...
Stop, Kevin, stop!
Okay. Anytime.
Story number 5. Mississippi man escapes prison to rob a convenience store, then breaks back into jail. Is actually a true story. Brother, he broke out of... actually, not only him, but 4 people broke out of a minimum security county lockup.
Okay.
They escaped the prison, broke into a convenience store, then broke back into prison without anyone knowing that they were gone.
They should get some time taken off of their sentences for that.
You would think. The only way that they got caught is because the security camera on the convenience store caught them taking the merchandise.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's like, I mean, that sucks for them. That was the one little niche in their plan they didn't really plan for, I guess. They didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
But
they took the bag of merchandise that they had from the convenience store, they swapped it back into jail, and shared it with all their buddies. And yeah, man, the prison actually came up and put out a statement where they had officially said that we need to go over security protocols, and it was our fault for.
Yeah, they're treating it like it's a Canadian prison. Y'all come back now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect. Yeah, crazy, true stories. Minnesota Man, Part 2. I thought Sparky was going to join us. He was just in there, and he actually just backed out again. But,
Sparky.
Yeah. I'm going to end off with the last 5 here. Mississippi Man. EJ, so far, what are you thinking of Mississippi Man so far?
Love it.
Not crafty, not really smart. Is he a ingenuity?
Honestly, the smartest ones were obviously the guys that just went over in jail. They got caught. You know, I mean, they were smart enough to get back in and not get caught, but they got caught because of technology. Should have maybe had some mask on. Now, did they catch them? Did they catch what they had on, or did they?
I'm assuming that they didn't have time to change out and then break back into prison.
It seems like Mississippi Man only gets smarter and smarter when incarcerated, and then he can get out of prison and get back into the prison.
Yeah, dumb as hell. Story number 1. Mississippi man arrested for satanic rituals. who turn dead people gay and then photograph the bodies.
I don't see any problem with it, but it's probably a crime.
Story number 2. Mississippi man arrested for filming himself speeding over 180 miles per hour on YouTube. A football sensation, by the way.
Oh, God. That's a true story, then.
That wasn't that long ago. Oh, no, that was recently. That wouldn't happen. Wait. I know there's a football guy.
Was it Don Terry Poe? Because he was last playing for the Falcons, last I know of.
Somebody, okay, but what's in Mississippi? There's no team in Mississippi.
Yeah, you're right. But the Georgia area, that's close. Atlanta, I'm thinking. There's Louisiana, which has the Saints. So then there's the Tennessee Titans that's around the Mississippi area.
I know there was a guy who was speeding, and they found out, and there was a big fuss about it, but I didn't know if he went to jail or not. He recorded himself speeding. I know that. And it was at least 120, 130. But I don't know about whatever he said.
He was doing over 180. Over 180. Anyway, story number 3. Mississippi man arrested for robbing a bank after getting nabbed for public urination. So he wasn't arrested for the bank robbery, but got arrested for public urination, and then found out that he was the guy who robbed the bank.
Hold your piss.
Hold your piss.
Hold your piss, bro.
Story number 4. Mississippi man arrested for robbery for handing the cashier a note with his address on it.
Yes, that can be. That I'm not saying it happened, but
it happens a lot.
That could happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not thinking about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can see that.
As you can see, Mississippi man is not a smart one. He's not very intelligent.
But you can get in with that, and it doesn't have anything to do with your intelligence. You're just not thinking at that moment. Like, you're going in, because some places, they ask you to swap your card or give you your address or whatever, your information. Now, what if you just went ahead and did that and, just gave them that automatically without thinking? Like,
you're robbing the bank incorrectly. Sir, we need to see your address. How about we just give me the hand of money? Not like, don't be polite about it. Like, oh, my address, of course. I wouldn't want to make that up. Here you are. Actual address. No problem.
All right, and this was my second favorite Sparky story. Mississippi man arrested for robbing a daycare with kids inside. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but they did offer 30 more counts onto his record because of this.
Ah, man, I want to say false to this one, but I'm gonna go true. I'm gonna go all true on all these, man. Just so you know.
I would just like to say that sucks. Regardless, like, bro, you didn't deserve that, bro.
Like
that's some technicalities.
Murder, okay? And this guy,
exactly. This man murdered 30 Padawans and got armor for it. So,
he got a promotion. How do you get a promotion like that?
He just upgraded his game.
Kids,
EJ, Kevin's going all true. EJ, where are you going with this, brother?
Oh man, I hope this last one was false, man. I hope the last one was false. Just because that hurts.
I know how that. I got a feeling of how the Mississippi police are, where they're like, and since there's 30 of them, there are 30 counts. Come on, dude.
Endangering a child.
Run charges concurrent. Let's just count this as one. They're all in the same area. I don't know.
It's armed robbery with a weapon at a daycare with children. I mean, they're gonna kind of get you for all they can.
Yeah, and then they're gonna try to negotiate it down during the prelim and all that nice stuff.
Of course, yeah.
It's a negotiation game when it comes down to it.
Yeah. So, story number 1, Mississippi man arrested for satanic rituals who turn dead people gay and photograph the bodies. True story.
I don't condone it, but I don't have a problem with it.
And I asked Sparky this question. I was like, dude, when you draw this picture, how are you going to...
let's see.
I said, how are you going to turn
Like,
dead
hell
people? How are you going to turn dead people gay? And then, as a satanic ritual, photograph the bodies of the dead gay people. And he goes, I'll figure something out.
So you start out by doing one of those pentagram things or whatever on the floor.
Sure.
Okay, now you lay like 3 bodies over the top of it, stick figures over
Like
the top
human
of it.
centipede.
Yeah, okay. So no. Just lay them side by side. No. Just lay them side by side. Then you take like a before and after on each side. The first side you have them in like something, and the next side you have them in anything.
EJ, you're spending way too much time thinking up on this.
Rainbows. You have like rainbows.
I was thinking glitter pen there for a second.
Glitter pen.
Glitter rainbows and stuff on everything like that. Yeah, man. Just
And then devil horns, maybe devil horn things where they're dancing around, maybe.
And a little tail, you double tail at the end. Yep, perfect. There you go. That's what happens. I got you, Spark.
I was so hoping, and we'll probably get it next week. We'll get the pictures of Sparky from this week's stories.
Spark, do that what I said and write that, and I promise you it'll be perfect.
He's doing it right now. You could probably tell. I can see him doing it.
Yeah, him just scribbling in, scribbling in with some red pen. Making little glitter bombs come out of their buttholes or something.
We need to make his own coloring book, so that the family friendly. The kids can color it all in. The kids can color in these terrible.
The Podguyz Podcast coloring glitter book.
Perfect.
Yo, EJ, we had talked about this of making some Podguyz Podcast swag, and we're gonna get a conglomeration of stories that we find were the best stories, and we're gonna post them into a book to sell as swag.
Perfect. Let me know, man. And then I'll take a book bag with podcast guys on there.
Perfect.
You guys know,
That's perfect. Story number 2: Mississippi man arrested for filming himself speeding over 180 miles an hour on YouTube. True story. I know Sparky had told me what the guy's name was. I'm gonna ask him on text.
I'm gonna check it out on Google right now.
Yeah.
Where are you, Google? College football player.
Was it a college football player?
Bengals player arrested. Did Kareem Hunt speeding stop? Was it Kareem Hunt?
I believe that might have been him. Yeah.
Oh, man, I had him for fantasy last year. He was pretty decent once he came off suspension.
Oh, yeah, he did some great numbers for me. I remember that.
Yeah, he's a very talented running back. Even a better kicker, some might say.
Yeah, apparently nobody caught him. Like, nobody caught him on the highway until you posted on YouTube.
No, nobody got the kicking scandal.
Until you posted on YouTube where you're showing the speed, you're showing the highway. Local cops can then place you at the scene of the crime and issue something towards you.
He's not good at not getting caught at crimes. He's very good evading tackles and stuff. He's very talented player. I mean, my God, one of my favorites. But it's just sometimes off the field situations happen. And I can only hope the best for the guy as far as his NFL career goes, as far as his outside situation goes from any kind of tickets. He can obviously afford the speeding tickets. I don't think they should have arrested him, though. Maybe endangering other people's lives going 180 miles an hour. Maybe NASCAR should give him a call for the off season.
That'd be great. He
seems to feel safe going 180 miles an hour is what I'm saying. And that's what they're all about. If I was a NASCAR scout, I'd be like, all right, well, this guy seems to be okay at 180 miles an hour. He didn't crash. And he's already has a name brand for us, Kareem Hunt. I mean, he's a well-known football player.
Yeah, he could do Hunt's catch-up or something.
Let's put him in a car, tell him to turn left when the turn's coming up, and we should be good. We should be good to go. You can even do some vertical integration as far as marketing goes and get the Hunt's Ketchup to sponsor the damn car.
That'd be
Kareem
perfect.
Hunt's ketchup right there. There you go. And just some ideas.
Story number 3. Mississippi man arrested for robbing a bank only by getting nabbed for public urination is a true story. They couldn't find this guy, and apparently he was just taking a leak on the side of a building. Cops nabbed this dude with a bag full of cash. And they're like, wow, that's a lot of money, dude. And they noticed that somebody had robbed a bank. They traced back the notes back to the bank. Boom. Bank robber. Brick pier. That's gotta suck.
If you're going to rob a bank, never leave the house without your catheter. Alright? You get that thing in there, you're good all day.
Just piss on yourself.
Just piss on yourself. Do something.
Piss on yourself. Well,
yeah.
God.
That sounds like an R. Kelly single right there. Just piss on yourself.
No, just piss on her. That's what it is.
Piss on her.
Story number 4. Mississippi man arrested for robbery for handing the cashier a note with his address on it. True story. It's happened many, 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 many times before all across America. What number are we even on? What number are we on as far as states?
This is the third time that it's happened.
Third time it's happened. And we're probably 20 states in?
Yes, Tony, this is why I thought this might be a false story, because I thought it was a recycled story that you were using before to kind of trick everybody up.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, we're in Mississippi. Yeah, it's happening.
He didn't have his name on it, but he did have his address.
Man.
And clearly when you're using... Yeah, you're just, you're sending a note to, or somebody sends a note to you, and you recycle the paper using the address that was written on the paper for you. Stupid Mississippi criminal. And story number 5, Mississippi man arrested for robbing a daycare with kids inside. Thankfully, no one was hurt. 30 counts of endangering a minor. True story.
All true.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, crazy. Apparently, when you're like I said, you're robbing somebody at gunpoint, but you're not only bringing the gun into school, but you're brandishing a weapon. Boom, you're already stuck, dude.
Well, at least if it was a yeah, but still, I mean that's a lot of jail time he's looking at per count.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but imagine if he opened fire. That would have been that, attempted murder, 30 counts.
You got those Mississippi, you got those good old boys down in Mississippi. They want to carry their gun anywhere they feel like,
Mm-hmm.
It's for your protection. It's like, if it's for my protection, why do I feel like you're going to shoot me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Honestly. That's for all case scenarios.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't care if you're out there hunting a deer or whatever. I mean, guns do look really cool, but man, when they go off in the wrong area, somebody ends up permanently injured in a very serious manner. They're built that way for a reason. They were built to be deadly. And when you have them around kids, did he point them at any of the kids?
He didn't point them at the kids, but since you're bringing it into a school,
okay,
it automatically counts.
Oh, well, that's kind of stretching it there.
I'm sure you could work your way out of it if you're a slimy lawyer, but...
You need a slimy lawyer. You need one of those guys to run.
Yeah, you need a slimy lawyer.
You need the lawyer that the DA's office from Law and Order says, "Oh no, not this guy." You need like a Shooter McGavin lawyer in there.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. No,
EJ, you got anything to plug, brother? We're gonna end this show on a good note. You got anything to plug, brother?
Yes, I do. First off,
all right, that's all the time we have for today. Oh, sorry. EJ, please plug away. Go ahead.
All right, first off, from CNA, Complete Nerd Authority, hit us up on Facebook, all Twitter, everything you will find us there.
Set your boy straight.
Now, Justin, you made some comments, man, when you was on here about cons that we went to versus what you have done. Okay, first of all, the biggest con that we have went to is not Pensacon. Pensacon is a very good con. Love it. Love the people there. Steve Wise, love you, man. Appreciate you for bringing us in there. But it's not the biggest con that we go to. MomoCon is the biggest con that we go to, and that we actually do panels and then we do stuff which is, 4 or 5 times the size of that. You've got 40,000 people. Okay, so the second thing is if you're going to claim that you've done something, did a little research, the group that you said that you did something with at DragonCon, you weren't really part of that group. You just kind of watched the table for them. So,
come on.
Up here
Ooh.
and kind of say something kind of to diminish CNA and put yourself up like you did something kind of good. I don't play that. You know who I am.
I'm feeling some heat from the burn right there.
I know.
So I just want to let you know that was not actually your group thing that you was doing something with. That was somebody else's group thing. You just watched the table for them. So
look, that's a nice enough gesture sometimes.
Congratulations. I do my research. If you got a problem, you can hit me up. You can talk to me. What
did you say?
Online or whatever. Watch the table. You did like, when people have a group or a band or whatever has the thing, but then they have people that watch the table for them, kind of like you. What is the words? Your roadies or whatever.
It's a roadie. That would count as a roadie.
Yeah. So you got it, but we wasn't actually part of it like that. CNA, we go and we do our things under our name and under the strength of what we do, and we've been to bigger cons than what you gave us credit for too. So make sure you get the right next time. But I still love you, man. Love working with you.
Wow, that was some fire right there. Fire. Damn. That sounded feisty.
No, it's not. I just believe in keeping things straight.
No, that's true. I mean, regardless if he did the smallest thing to help out. Look, man, if you're still part of the team, you're still part of the team. It is what it is.
I think EJ put it very well put. Well put, EJ. Well put, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like to put themselves in a different position, portraying themselves in a better light, and the clarification is coming right now. We can have you both on, right? And we can hash it out, right, Tony?
Ooh,
that's up to you.
Let's do this.
If you want to hash it out, I'm sure EJ would be more than welcome to back up his words with the facts that he's presenting right now. Correct?
No problem. No issue.
No problem from your end, so we don't have a problem from Justin's end, right? Maybe Tony can contact Justin.
I'll get in touch with some people.
We can do this. We can have a sequel to this event and see where it leads.
All right.
It's not a hatred thing. Not a hatred thing.
Hope to see y'all next week. But also the correction of the biggest con, that was actually the main thing, because con that gave us credit for only has about 67,000 people. Biggest con went to actually has 40,000 people during the weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So MomoCon,
right under DragonCon in the southeast.
MomoCon, DragonCon, Pensacon. There's
I like how EJ is calling. I like how EJ is calling calling it straight as it is. Basically, he's calling the other one a con artist.
Sometimes people what I'm saying is sometimes people misspeak, by accident, or they get a little happy. And
true.
True. So hiccup happen. Yeah,
I'm correcting it. That's
all right. Well, if you guys are looking for the Podguyz Podcast, we are not on a con, but we are on all your favorite streaming apps, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes. Anything that you stream or listen to podcasts on. I am Tony Kaz, followed by
Kevin Neary.
And somewhere Sparky is in Sparky Land.
He is in Sparky Land. Yeah.
Crying in tears on his photographs. Big shout out to EJ Thomas. EJ, thank you very much for coming on, brother. I appreciate you.
No problem. I look forward to seeing you guys again.
We will catch you soon. Guys, have a great night.